Let us narrate a video, shall we? Welcome guys to Duel21 for Dueling Network. I am your host, Alka1993 as always, and today I'm bringing you my deck, which is a Shockdrake OTK deck. My opponent is actually using quite the uncommon deck as well, using a Horakthy deck. And the opponent started with multiple One Day of Peace cards, which I personally don't really like using all in one go. You may get multiple draws, but then you can only make sure that you don't get damage for one turn instead of multiple. So I usually keep them for separate turns to stall for more time, because usually the opponent's decks are looking to take you down to no life points. Anyway, Shockdrake OTK. Main cards in this deck: Heroic Challenger, Extra Sword, Inferno Reckless Summon, and of course number 32, Shockdrake. And then you need a card that can summon Extra Sword. In this deck, those are either Marauding Captain or Tinplate Goldfish. To help get Marauding Captain or Extra Sword, you can use Reinforcements of the Army and Field Commander Raz. For this deck, I would also suggest a couple of cards that can have you help draw cards, like Hand Destruction, Magical Mallet, when you have a bad hand, Morphing Jar, although I don't really use that often, and also cards that can negate traps, such as Royal Decree, Trap Stun, Solemn Judgment. Now the idea here is to get Inferno Reckless Summon, one copy of Extra Sword, and either Tinplate Goldfish or Marauding Captain in your hand. And then you summon Tinplate Goldfish or Marauding Captain, use its effect to special summon Extra Sword. Then, with a monster with 1500 or less attack special summon to your side of the field, you play Inferno Reckless Summon to summon the other two Extra Swords from your hand, graveyard, or deck. Also, to activate Inferno Reckless Summon, you do need the opponent to have a face-up monster on the field. In this case, that's Metal Reflect Slime, so I'm like, that is win. And then the opponent is also able to select one of the face-up monsters they have and special summon all copies of that to their side of the field. But with Metal Reflect Slime being a trap card in the deck, that didn't really work out for them. Now here I got rid of Tinplate Goldfish because I knew I would get Marauding Captain thanks to Raz. Now I'm just waiting for Inferno Reckless Summon. I reveal it here with Pot of Duality, so I know next turn I'm set. I was planning to wait for next turn anyway because of Trap Stun and Royal Decree. Now here I was thinking, normally the opponent would have at least one face-up attack position monster, which I can then attack with Shockdrake once summoned with all three Extra Swords, getting it to a total of 5,800 attack, destroy it, deal a lot of damage, use Shockdrake's effect, summon that monster that I just destroyed back to the field, lower that monster's attack by 1,000, and attack that same monster again. I can't do this with the Metal Reflect Slime because, for one, they're not in attack position, so the first attack won't deal damage. And second, since they're trap cards, again, considered only trap cards while in the graveyard, it'll be kind of difficult to summon them back. But I have some other ways in this deck to deal with that. Because Metal Reflect Slime might be good, but they are continuous trap cards. So once you negate the continuous trap cards for one turn or forever, it doesn't matter, I can do both with both Trap Stun and Royal Decree, but if you negate them, they go back into spell and trap card zone, because it's still the effect of the trap that summons them. They're not destroyed, and with them being continuous traps, they just stay there without, well, aimlessly, without doing anything. And then, since they can only be summoned to the monster zone when activated, when Trap Stun would, lose its effect, it would not work anymore because the turn is over. Metal Reflect Slime would not return to the monster zone because they only go to the monster zone when summoned, so they just stay there doing nothing in the spell and trap card zone. So here I summon Blade Armor Ninja, and I'll probably add a second Blade Armor Ninja to this deck after this duel. But yeah, detached, it can attack twice. The opponent doesn't actually realize that due to the two Extra Swords used as material, Blade Armor Ninja gains 2 times 1,000 attack, getting it to 4,200 attack, and then is able to attack twice. So yeah, if you can't go for Shockdrake, Blade Armor Ninja is your option because you still have 4,200 attack. They can attack twice. And in this case I had Raz, Extra Sword, and Marauding Captain to deal some more damage or get rid of a monster. Would that be necessary? Would the opponent have it? but the opponent does not, so I activate Trap Stun, negating the effects of Metal Reflect Slime, returning them to the Spell and Trap Guard zone, allowing Blade Armor Ninja to attack directly twice. So it's the Shark Drake OTK deck, but if Shark Drake isn't a good option, Blade Armor Ninja is plan B, and that is exactly what I did here. Blade Armor Ninja attacks directly twice, and the third extra sword, Roz, and Marauding Captain aren't even needed. That's the end of the duel, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Also, if you didn't notice yet, or have heard yet, Chapter 2 of Yu-Gi-Oh! Burst is finally out. I'm sorry it took a while, but I will post a link to Chapter 2 in the video description. Please give it a read. I hope you'll enjoy it. And Chapter 3, I already have the entire plot and everything in my head. That shouldn't take long to write. Alright, guys, this was Alka1993, and I will see you guys next time.